So, Act 3, Scene 1. Ferdinand enters carrying logs and thinking about Miranda, that she is 10 times more gentle than her father's crabbed. So, he is equally dissatisfied with the father and too overwhelmed with Miranda. And then he is not at all happy in doing the menial tasks, but again he is able to let go of the burden and forget everything just for the sake of Miranda. Then Miranda and Ferdinand express their love for each other and take the decision of marrying each other, and everything goes according to Prospero's plan. As Prospero had already wanted things to go in that same order, things unfolded. So glad of this as they I cannot be, who are surprised with all but my rejoicing. At nothing can be more. And then he leaves to continue with his plans with the rest of the crew, with the rest of the royal members. Then Act 3, Scene 2, Stefano enters with Caliban and Trinculo. He is still drunk and enjoying the status Caliban, his drunk servant monster, is giving him, and he is enjoying that importance. And Trinculo calls Caliban a liar and half a fish and half a monster. And Trinculo and Caliban keep on some tiny squabbles, and some little bit of quarrels are there, which are quite funny and quite amusing. The poor monsters my subject and shall not suffer indignity. So Stefano already defends him, thinking that he is already the king and the master of the lawful master, the rightful master of Caliban. Then Caliban refers to Prospero as a tyrant, a sorcerer, as a cunning man who had cheated the island from him. And Ariel invisibly overhears everything and even disturbs them, intervenes and says, "Thou liest," and all the blame of his talking comes on Trinculo. So Caliban continues with his story, how everything had unfolded and what exactly Prospero is, and which is the most suitable time to kill him and how. So he should be killed in the study when he is when he is off to sleep for half an hour or something, and he should be batter his skull or punch him with a stake, and take Miranda as your wife. Stefano makes friends with Trinculo again, saying that give me thy hand and I'm sorry I have beaten you before. And they sing to celebrate and they keep on rejoicing. And Caliban just gets the confirmation again and again that we should not forget that we are going to murder him. Act 3, Scene 3, Alonso, Sebastian, Antonio, Gonzalo, Adrian, and Francisco enter. They are tired from searching for Ferdinand, and at last, Alonso accepts and turns hopeless that he has really lost his son. Then Sebastian and Antonio agree that they will try to kill Alonso and let that be done in this very night itself, so that his position can be taken, because he doesn't have any descendant, so easily the throne can be theirs. There is a music and strange creatures lay out a banquet, and just to begin feasting on it, everything is gone. So Ariel appears as a harpy and addresses Alonso, Sebastian, and Antonio, and says that for that's my business to you, that you three from Milan did supplant good Prospero. And then he leaves them to remorse and repent. Prospero praises Ariel for so perfectly following his orders and making things happen, and they now are in my power. Alonso, Sebastian, and Antonio are left in a strange stare because they don't know how their secret came out. So Act 3 in general is important because it develops the plot for each of the three groups of characters. Prospero and Ariel are watching and manipulating everything, and it's the main act where everything unfolds, everything gets revealed. So the main plot of the drama is here. Then in Act 4, Scene 1, Prospero has set Ferdinand free, saying, "If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends," and that is why, that is how he agrees to the marriage, to the union of Ferdinand and Miranda, and they are more than happy. And spirits appear as Iris, goddess of the rainbow and harmony, Ceres, goddess of harvest, and Juno, queen of gods, along with other spirits, and they bless Ferdinand and Miranda. Suddenly, Prospero interrupts the show, telling the audience that almost forgotten about the conspiracy against him, that is, the beast Caliban and his confederates Stefano and Trinculo were about to murder him, and he leaves the play, the act within the act that was taking place, and he tells Ferdinand and Miranda that our revels now are ended, and he goes away. Ariel reports that Caliban, Stefano, and Trinculo are red hot with drinking. They're completely crazy. They're not at all in their senses. And Prospero sends Ariel to use fine clothes to dupe them, and they steal them. They steal those clothes, those three. And they are distracted from their plot to kill Prospero by receiving the clothes. So drunk are they. Then Stefano, Trinculo, and Caliban are chased away, and Prospero sends Ariel after them to make sure they are punished. So the show that was put up by Prospero with this series, Iris and Juno, this was actually Shakespeare's use of masks for entertainment within some high or within some climax scene or within a low tragic kind of a movement and a very serious event, just to low down the heat of the play. And Stefano and Trinculo are also used for the same purpose in this play, that is to lighten the mood of the whole scene, which is otherwise developing into tragedy, murder, killing, death. And then at the end, we find that it is also ending happily. Miranda and Ferdinand are getting married. In Act 5, Scene 1, Prospero announces that now does my project gather to a head, and all his plans are coming together only because Ariel and his subordinates had helped him so much. And then he sends Ariel to release everybody, and in a soliloquy announces his plans to give up his magic, promising, I will break my staff and I'll drown my book. Ariel leads in the nobles, and as Prospero forgives them, they begin to return to normal. They ask for forgiveness, and then he then sends Ariel to fetch the master and the boatswain as well. Prospero embraces Alonso, saying, Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero, and thy dukedom I resign and do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs. And then he finally gives back Ferdinand to them and makes Alonso more than happy. He adds, My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing, and then reveals Miranda and Ferdinand playing happily, unaware of whatever has been going through in the meantime. Then give me your hands, let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy. And they may curse upon be those who wish any sort of bad or negative against you. Ariel leads in the master and the boatswain, who explain how nicely, how in perfect condition they have found their ship, and how under a trance they were asleep, and with so much of a noise they had woken up only to find that they are free, they can move about, but previously they were confined by some external force which they felt. So Caliban is sorry that he had taken such a drunkard person for a god, and promised that I will be wise hereafter and seek for grace, because he knew that Prospero would go crazy on him with tortures and punishments for plotting against him. And he decides that only last one night they shall stay here on this island, and they shall get back to Naples happily on the next day. Prospero tells Ariel to ensure the safe travel, and then when everything, all the marriage is done, and they are all settled, then he and his subordinates and Caliban, everybody shall live for free. And he then, in the epilogue, he then asks for everybody's applause and cheer and good compliments to take their leave, and the play ends. So all the characters reconcile at the end, and they happily return back to Naples. So that's how the play ends on a very happy note, which teaches us that not everything can be achieved through violence, but reconciliation, second chance, and forgiveness should be given due importance.